Oh, I was recording.
All right. It was recording the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Welcome to Gunsmith Cats. This is some of our collection. This is where we're going to be doing our videos from now on, and this is where we're going to be building our guns. Channel's going to be based around here, and our day-to-day life, just what we do is going to be here. So it's somewhere where you can come out and actually see what we do and actually get your stuff fixed, not just see cool guns.
Yeah, we get to actually do this stuff for real. Although Sal's been doing it for 10 years, legitimately. We get to finally have control over the space, control over the tools, and do what we want to do.
Sometimes projects just find us. This is a gun that walked in. It actually had a broken hammer strut with that locking key in it, and had to drill a big hole through the frame to actually fix the thing. Customer didn't really want it. They basically brought it in, said, what can we do to kind of get rid of this? We ended up picking it up, and you know, it just kind of so happened that Mark had been watching the 90s Romeo and Juliet movie, and
hey,
said,
we don't need to be explaining how that happened to come
well,
about.
I didn't explain why I watched it, but he was like, man, we need to build that gun. And the very next day, this thing walks in. It's the base gun, and to build a Dagger 9mm. So we started, prepped it out, laid it out for some of the cuts in the frame, but haven't got too far with it. It
actually, to explain why that all happened, I actually found the slide for this thing on eBay for $10. Because there's two different variants of the frame, or variants of the slide. One has wide serrations and one has narrow serrations. And I found it for $10, watched the movie because I wanted to verify that I did get the right one, then said it, then it walked in. So anyway, I also really like the guns in that movie, and it has one of the few Techno Arms Mag 7s that, like, in the wild that you will ever see. So, you know, you can eat a dick if you don't. You're gonna be a hater. It's store policy.
Next up, I think we've done a video on this one.
We did it while we were building it.
Yeah, I know we showed off the spoon, but we got the Mad Max 1911 finished, worked out. Got kind of the crazy ghost ring sight set up. Yeah, it's actually made out of a 1943 USGI steel penny, bored out. We actually need to readjust the sights. Right now, the half a penny in front that's welded on is a little bit too high, so we got to grind that down. And we need to bend it over to one side, but slightly. So we'll do a proper update video on it at some point. We're just giving you the quick once over. Hitman gun. We redid the engraving on the slides for it, so it's a lot deeper. That was one of my big complaints on this one, was you couldn't really tell from an angle what it was. So we went over with diamond bits and just, you know, etched her deep by hand. Came out pretty nice. I'm a fan. Still needs to be repolished, but now the carving into it is deep enough that we can do that. So. What else? Zapper Glock is still sitting. We need to get a milling vise with a easily indexable rotary base to it. We could do it with some of our existing tools, but it's going to take us an hour to index the new rotary table with the vise that we currently have, and you know, it's an excuse to buy more tools that we've been wanting to play with. The epicness. So we've got Mossberg 500 modified to the Deadpool shotgun.
Yeah, if you recall the Deadpool comic book where he actually trains the rabid gerbils, or gives gerbils rabies, and then creates a pump shotgun they're designed to be shot out of. This was designed after that, so we could shoot gerbils out of a shotgun. Not actual gerbils. This will fire. Well, we sized it for dildos, but yeah, we actually put a bunch of photos of this on the Instagram, and it's awesome. Everything's carved into it and then paint filled, so it's not going to wear off. What else on the wall? so much.
What the gun that everybody wants to see is up there.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. Got the brass butt plate fitted. I did a video on that, but or it was in the last update video. Haven't touched it since then. Need to. Sorry about that. We'll add it to the list. Oh, Mad Max Mozzie. This thing's a little crazy. Yeah. We used a double action trigger group out of, I think, the New York Police Department guns for some other non-Mossberg thing. Cut down the tube, brought the barrel back up to length using, anyway, we'll do a full thing on it, but it's fun, it's crazy, and we're having way too much, we tied up a lot of time in that one, having fun with it. 870 above it is based on, we were watching Dark Knight and the bank robbery scene where the mob accountant comes out with a sawed-off 870, and the idea was to make a non-AOW, non-SBS 870 that had the same look to the front end. So we extended the mag tube, blended it, basically just took two 870s and made it longer. Haven't done the blending and refinishing on the welds for the front base, but that's happening. What else do we have going on? Oh yeah, you want to talk about the belt-fed 1919?
So it is a 1919 modified to be a Title I. It's a 10-inch barrel. Overall length is over 26 inches. Basically shortened the barrel, cut some of the weight out of it, added the MG42 flash hanger booster assembly on it.
Yeah.
It will actually fit and close in the violin case. You can carry it in the violin case, and
yeah, just to avoid any of the why, how could it possibly be? ATF has written a couple of letters on the 1919s allowing them to be, as long as the overall length doesn't drop below 26 inches, they're not considered to be pistols, they're not considered to be rifles since they don't have a buttstock. They're just a Title I crew-served weapon. It's one of those kind of odd ones that it's just awesome. That's enough. It's awesome. You want to show the black powder? We finally started messing around with that Uberti or Pieta black powder revolver. Machined out instead of going with the Ruger cylinder that we had, we actually decided to just machine out the cylinder, the black powder cylinder, and we're going to make a plate for it. And the idea behind it is actually to fin it for like a cylinder head on a motorcycle, and then cut chambers for it for 45 ACP. And because it's 45 ACP, we had a chunk of Thompson barrel that had a bulge in the tip. So in the process of salvaging it, we, turned it into the barrel for the Pieta. Hat tip to Randall over at AR-15 Barrels who did the metric threading. Thank you. All our tooling right now is set up for standard, so credit where credit's due. But yeah, that's you can see where the Thompson threads mount to the receiver. Still haven't finished the drone cannon. We'll get to it. It's one of those things. Harley Quinn pistol.
yeah.
This is a sneak preview, I guess, of a pistol we're building. It's getting the new folding arm brace. It's not colored yet. It's gonna be awesome. We came up with a push button large head safety that we're actually getting manufactured as a product. It's getting set up as a side charging upper. And yes, I know the bolt catch needs to be rebuilt. We know that. Barrel's been fully finned out and knurled, little sort of a adaptation of an 80s thing. We're going to do it with Gotham PD markings, like it got stolen out of an armory and then modified. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Ha ha ha. You know, we took some cues, I know, from the Suicide Squad movie in terms of color and the lettering, like, but we're actually gonna go probably with like a pearl white and then red and black triangles. We're working on getting a hold of the proper pistol brace to bring it out. Yeah, it's gonna be epic. But and then yeah, so that's an AR that we built with 1911 grips and a wood stock. The upper is just sort of a placeholder, which we actually probably should put a real upper on it one of these days, but we'll get to it. Yeah, apologies for any chaos. And the candy store, man. Oh, if you've played The Last of Us, you may recognize this pistol. We're going to do an epic workup on it, and it's going to look a little different. The coloration will be the same as the one in the movie, or sorry, the video game, and the markings are going to be pretty awesome. But yeah, we made one. It's a full-size 1911 with a Warthog length, Defender length slide, and the proper everything. So eat your heart out. Yeah. We're making a master key out of a Black Aces for giggles. What else? Yeah, did a torch cut reweld that's a work in progress up there called the Reckoning. You'll recognize the Max saw. What else? I mean, the tooling and everything that's getting set up is coming along quite nicely. Working on the Mad Max Junker AR. The Suomi pistol we're building is going to be epic. We're reworking the fire control group to take AR-15 components and an AR-15 pistol grip. We're not fully assembling it until it gets registered as an AW actually in California. But it's getting interchangeable barrels, and it's basically being built so that it can be, you know, awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the STEN.
That's one of the guns that started it all for me. I think that was the first real difficult gun I built, where I designed the internals. I actually had done some of the... I couldn't afford the semi-auto STEN kit, so I made my own copy of it. That was an improvement. It has a slightly larger striker lengthwise, so it didn't have the binding issues, and redesigned some of the other stuff on it. And it's made just like the semi-auto STEN kit's a reduced diameter tube and everything else, but that was kind of one of the first things that really got me into building the guns. I built a couple AKs prior to that, but AK is really kind of a straightforward build, and that was the first one where I really had to do a lot of making of parts and things like that.
We didn't tell anybody, I think, about the 410 trolling gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Saiga 410 with the Chinese infrared detecting scope on it.
It has the actual IR detector still on it, which is pretty rare.
Yeah. Chinese wood set on the rear with a Setmei handguard on the front, and we've been tossing around different ideas. Right now it's just a lot of fun to go shoot trap with and have, you know, a buddy with a spotting scope while you're, you know, pretending like you're using the scope and actually just sighting along the barrel, talking about, oh, you're a little high. 2 clicks left on the scope. You just troll the old timers. So that's happening. We're actually talking about dropping a 303 barrel into it and making it all, the scope and everything functional, making it take Enfield mags, but haven't gotten quite to that yet. Oh yeah. Mac 11 awesomeness. We're still waiting on the pistol braces for being able to set these up properly. Can't shoulder it, but the new hook braces are pretty epic. And yeah, you know, my instinct to cut off your head so that we don't get you in trouble with your work is still like occasionally happening.
That's funny.
Yeah.
This won't get us in trouble with work anymore.
Yeah, we're the bosses of here. So you know, yeah, it sounds weird to say, but that's happening. It's a sexy little package. Yeah, no threads, no assault weapony features, but the little side foldy pistol tube is pretty cool. We're thinking about what colors to make that one. I'm not a big fan of Cerakote, but that seems like a good one to try it on. We've been working on a bunch of tooling. I mean, it's just a never-ending stream of stuff that is required to do this stuff. Yeah, unreal. You don't really realize how specialized and how much tooling you really need until you gotta, you know, one at a time buy everything. Found the rest of the parts of the Grendel P31, although they're not all in it. It's haven't pinned and welded the muzzle brake yet, so we can't assemble this and shoot it. So it's just mocked up. That's the P31. It's one of like 300 that were ever made. Belt fed AR with a flare gun. Yeah. Tech 22 with a fake suppressor and a CZ26 stock. Actually, there's a little bit of rust on that one. I think we might need to oil that. What else? Want to give the tour of the shop and the tooling? Or, oh, I can walk them. All right. You guys have seen the mills and the lathe. Got the cold cut saw up and running, which has been awesome. TIG welder's getting set up. The jigsaw here, we're gonna probably convert to a die filer. Engraving thing is getting rebuilt and retooled so that it can run conventional cutters. Got a couple Baldor grinders. I believe we told you about the fridge and how awesome it is. We've actually started getting into mixing our own gun oils, so we're setting up to have that be a thing. It's going to be awesome. It already is awesome, but we've got a few more tweaks. And then, of course, we got to do the MSDS stuff. Picked up this little thing, which is a Burr King deburring tool. I need to put a new wheel on it, but it's epic. Yeah, little lathe, put a light on that. Picked up this meaty beast. This is actually used in the mock program, so this ground stuff for the Jaeger's plane, as did this, but we haven't taken this off the pallet yet. Wired it up, got it set up. It's awesome. You need to get a magnetic chuck for it and the control box, but once we got that, then we should be pretty much good to go. This is what we're going to need to actually strip the lettering off the slide on the Last of Us pistol before we engrave it. Oh, got the grinding setup all worked out, got the 5C collets for it, and wired it up. It required quite a bit of love to get it all going, but it's there now. Still need to stain some of these boxes so that they're not quite so pine looking, but the ammo crates got stained and actually polyurethane because people were setting drinks on stuff. So polyurethane's kind of the way we're going. Got a heat treat kiln. It's not set up yet. Still got to rewire it to the type of plugs we're using in the shop, but it's epic, and we can heat treat up to a 26-inch item by itself. So a ton of work's been done back here. Still have more back here than we need, and we're cleaning it up, but unreal amount of work. The compressors back there getting wired in. We got to move some things and lose some pallet rack from the excess. But a lot of the car parts and stuff are going to be stuffed into the crates to give us a little more floor space, and getting rid of some of the motorcycle stuff. And the sandblast cabinets should be hooked up by the end of the week. Also getting set up to do electroless nickel, which will be awesome. Yeah, more tooling. That's if you guys go back to like what the first shop videos looked like of this place, it's really come along. It really, really has come along. But yeah, so still a ways to go, but it's getting there. Need to get the CNCs wired in still. Haven't gotten to that. One of the things that's been going on is we've just been so busy doing actual walk-in customer work that we haven't had time to do this. We had a little bit of a lull, so we're here now. And yeah, we did a video. Yeah, we did a video on the. Did we do a video on the shotgun with the?
I don't know. We did it. I don't know.
I don't know, guys. Tell us the things that we haven't done videos on, please, and we'll just make a list and go down it. I think what we're going to try to do is actively every day for a couple of weeks just knock out a video a night before we go home, and then we'll release them after the editing gets done. I'm not going to do it release it every night because that would be unrealistic. But we'll try to get you guys caught up on all the stuff that's going on. If you want to come down, hang out, see the stuff yourself in person, there's a physical address now. So feel free to come and hassle us. Check us out. Gunsmith Cats and Cerritos. Yeah, so that's it. Want to wave goodbye?